everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Oh my goodness, today, what a day. We got to see Nicholas's hopes and dreams crushed, so that was good. So let's get right to it. At WYNDEMERE, Curtis calls Hayden. He wants his money. And Nick says that the case will be more difficult than he originally thought, even with Jason behind bars. So that's working under the assumption that Jason is going to be behind bars, which, he's not. Jordan comes over, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. I cannot wait for this. She has an update about the charges and tells him that an eyewitness has come forward to basically say the exact opposite of what Nicholas said happened. Jordan confronts him about the truth and the story the witness told, and Nicholas kind of fights her on it, and he's like, well, Jason has a very violent past, and Jordan's like, yeah, but, Hayden kind of told two different stories, so, without her, this witness is really the only person that, you know what I mean, who saw everything from an objective point of view. And she tells him for sure the charges have been dropped. Yay! Oh, thank you, Sam and Carly, because they did the work on this. At Kelly's, Hayden gives Curtis his money. He points out that she paid him without getting the report first, but thankfully he had it with him and he gives her the report. But for someone who used to work on Wall Street, apparently, yeah, not so good. You don't give payment before you get, you know what I mean. Anyway, so Curtis knows she had a change of heart, and he wants to know her endgame. And Curtis cautions her that she's only alive because she believes that Shawn's the one who shot her, and as soon as she states otherwise, the person who really shot her is going to try to kill her again. So he really tries to talk some sense into her about exposing her would-be murderer, and she's pressing her luck, and she says she can take care of herself and they're done. And he's like, no, we're not. But she had walked away at that point. At the hospital, Carly's there to meet Sonny. They're still having trouble with the supervisor and Avery, and they want Avery back, and apparently Max and he are working on it. I don't know what that means. Sonny isn't thrilled about his new doctor because apparently he's a celebrity doctor who drops names. Oh, and he's on this reality show. But if you follow ABC Soaps in Depth or any soap opera thing on Facebook, you'll see that they announced that a new doctor is going to come in, played by Matt Cohen. I know him from another show. He played on Supernatural, and he is great, and I think you're really, really going to like him. And Morgan comes over. That's just my little 2 cents to add into there. Okay, so Morgan comes over. He's getting his dosage worked out. Sonny asks Morgan why he was on the docks that night. And Sonny says that, he'll ship Morgan out of the country if it means keeping him safe. So Sonny says that while he's working on his dosage, he needs to take it easy. And, Morgan doesn't feel anything. So Sonny gives him advice about not isolating himself and making sure that he moves forward and doesn't, stop taking the medicine. And Morgan just feels all consumed by the bipolar disorder. He wakes up and he thinks about it. Sonny obviously is having a crisis of his own, but Morgan can only think about himself. So Morgan wants a distraction and a purpose. So Sonny's going to give him a job at Corinthos Coffee. Isn't that lucky when you're yeah. So Sonny tells Morgan that he's proud of him, and Morgan heads off to the doctor. Max comes back. Something serious is happening at the pier. Dun, dun, dun. At the MetroCourt restaurant, Ava's eating there again, because apparently there's nowhere else to eat. Of course, Kiki has to be her waitress. And in an inappropriate turn of events, Ava kind of drops some innuendo about having a rough night and being up all night. So Ava assures Kiki that, because Kiki's does this have anything to do with Morgan? And Ava assures Kiki that Morgan and her are 100% over, and that was super gross. She didn't say that. That's just me. And Kiki and Morgan are friends now. So they talk about Morgan a little bit, and Ava warns her to help Morgan stay out of things he can't handle, which is super cryptic. And Kiki knows Ava took over after Julian got out, and Ava still tries to push the issue of getting Morgan out. And Kiki asks if she knows anything specific. Ava denies anything, and Kiki knows that there's more to the story because she's not an idiot. Carly comes over to ask Ava for a favor. Ava makes this whole conversation about Michael getting shot because she's super mature like that. And Kiki comes back over and tells her not to be a biatch to Carly, although she said, like, the real thing, but, you know. And to be civil with her. Haha. And Carly wants Avery to spend the weekend with she and Sonny. So she really does plead an emotional case about how Avery needs Sonny as much as he needs her. And like all these sweet moments they have together, like in the morning and all that fun stuff. And Ava's like, absolutely not, because her heart is made of ice. Carly, I'm still sick, so my metaphors are not what they usually are. So Carly changes the visit to just 24 hours, like a night and a day. And Kiki comes back into the conversation because she's awesome. And now I'm coming back into the conversation. Okay, so she's awesome. And, you know, she talks about how she always wished for a father when she was a kid, and how she got to really appreciate Silas and see parts of, to see how she's like him, like when they were living together, like, you know what I mean? And then how, like, he was taken from her so soon. And also how, like, how's Avery supposed to, like, relax around the supervisor? Like, what kind of visits are they? So, Kiki wants wants Ava to give Avery her dad. And I'm like, I love you, Kiki. I love you. I really do. But Kiki does make a point of saying, like, how she was a good single mother. But, like, at the same time, you know, Ava did lie. She's like, your father's dead, instead of like, you know, I'm keeping you from him. But I guess that doesn't sound as nice. At Elizabeth's, Jake is excited to see Jason at the house, and he's like, Dad, are you here for good? Are you moving back? Are you home? Are you home? And Jason's like, no. Oh my goodness, poor Jake and all this. So Jason tells Liz that Sam is going to help out, and Liz is like, ha ha ha, no. Well, she says absolutely not, but it might as well have been ha ha ha, no. So Jake brings up how Sam did it. Oh, sweetheart. And she assures him that she would never hurt his family, and he's like, you already did. Little attitude. You know, I have a child with that kind of attitude. Her name is Ekaterina. She's a cat. But this morning, such an attitude. But she hasn't been through the stuff Jake's been through, so she has no excuse. At least Jake's, like, been through something traumatic. Ekat, not so much. So Sam confronts Liz about the situation, like, you know, how she would do anything to keep Danny safe. So is Elizabeth afraid that Sam will find something she's hiding? So Elizabeth is like, fine, look around. Do whatever you want. So Jason asks Sam if she thinks Liz is hiding something, and Sam's like, well, let me finish walking through, and then I'll tell you what I think. Because she's awesome. I know she's had a checkered past, but I choose, like, I work forward, you know? And Sam has shown integrity for the past few years, so we're going to give her that, or at least I am. You don't have to. Because, you know, we're all allowed to feel the way about our characters. So Jason gets a phone call, and Sam and Elizabeth talk alone. Sam tells Elizabeth that Jason already knows what's going on. He's already suspicious, and Sam says that Liz made up the intruder and the man looking through the window, and that she smashed the picture by herself. Which I actually do think that Jake might have smashed that picture. I think... I'll tell you at the end. Let me finish the recap. So the charges against Jason have been dropped. Woo! I know I already told you about that, but they're just finding out, so it's excitement. Sam tells Jason this was stage theory. And Elizabeth, I don't like to use the term playing the victim because I do feel like it does get overused in real life and in fake life. But she really, like, plays the victim to the max, saying that, you know, Sam stole Jason from her, and will she only be happy when she's totally ruined her Elizabeth's life and taken everything from her? Have we been watching the same show, Elizabeth? So Elizabeth is like, I own my mistake with Jason. And Sam's like, when? The 75th time you were asked about it? Like, when you were backed into a corner and literally had nothing else to say? That's when you owned it? And Sam also brings up how she hurt Danny, because Elizabeth's I would never hurt my kids. And Elizabeth's like, well, what about hurting Danny by keeping his father from him for like 7 months? And then Elizabeth has the audacity to turn back to her and goes, this is how you pay me back by accusing me of this? Pay you back for telling the truth that you were holding? Like, what? That's why I use the term play the victim to the max, because there's no other way to describe what has happened in that scene. And now end scene. I'm sick still, so I'm like all over the place, like emotionally, as you can tell. Or I guess it's just the Sam Elizabeth stuff, just really, right? So Hayden returns to Windermere. Nick tells Hayden that the other witness came forward and Jason isn't being charged. He gets away with it, and by it, like being totally innocent. So Nick tells her she's more important to him than ELQ or the lawsuit, and that he may be in love with her. And then she's like, whoa, we gotta stop this for a hot second. Jordan and Curtis see each other at Kelly's. Curtis brings up TJ, and that she's like, don't do that, and he wants to see his nephew. So we're assuming that he's her late husband's brother, right? That, I mean, they're not related. You know what I mean. So I think that's what we're all assuming here. And Max shows Sonny footage of Raj unloading Jerome Gallery crates. You'd think when the crates are like out in the open, you wouldn't, like what? Oh, I guess you would, because if you don't know Raj is like an arms smuggler, you'd be like, oh, it's art. So, okay, that makes sense. Forget I said anything. Sonny is like, let's wait and watch. You know, Avery's in danger, so we have to play this right, because Ava's in way over her head. Carly will accept Ava considering the possibility of a 24-hour visit, like she's okay with that. And Carly does thank Kiki. And I do too. The Carlys appreciate you, Kiki. Ava tells Kiki the visit isn't happening. Oh, that was a fast consideration. And Kiki tells her to think about what her daughter would want. That's how to be a better mother. And Ava has this stricken look on her face. She has, shoot, there's someone else. Let me think of it. But like the whole, I'm a better mother, but let me not do anything my kids want. Who was I thinking of? I can't think of it right now. So Kiki tells Morgan about Ava's warning, and he tells her that he's going to work at Corinthos Coffee. Ava gets on the phone with Raj. Dante disease. That's what she has. You know, where you say you want to be better, you want something, like you say it, but then you take no action to actually show that. And actually do stuff to, like, counter what you're saying. Oh, Ava has Dante disorder. That's what I was thinking of. All right, I'm sorry. I'm better. And Ava gets on the phone with Raj. She asks him not to tell Paul about Morgan being on the docks. And Jason wants to talk to Elizabeth alone. Sam cautions him not to let her play him. And then Liz, after Sam leaves, Elizabeth is like, well, Sam's obviously crazy. How could she suggest that I do such a thing like that? But then she, like, looks at Jason, and Jason's like... And Elizabeth is like, you don't think I'm actually doing this, do you? But, like, in a way of, oh my goodness, I think I've just been caught. All right. That is it for today's General Hospital recap. Oh, quite a day, right? Quite a day. I will see you tomorrow for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day, and don't forget to vote in the comments of this, or tomorrow is Friday, so keep in mind who you think is going to be this week's character of the week, and we'll vote tomorrow, and then I will announce the winner on Monday, and I won't forget. So I will see you then. I hope you have a great day. And I also found the way to upload this in 1080, so it's not 720 anymore. It's more HD. That's so exciting. All right, that's all, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.